Hey guys, welcome back to More Americans. We're on episode 3, season 6. Now then, this general who refused to budge when Elizabeth pretty much tried to blackmail him into giving him this this device, this piece of equipment that can detect radiation signatures. I forgot what it's called now, lithium-based something or other. So he turned up ready to just stonewall you, especially after you threatened him. It's all gone wrong. The gun went off. She is covered in the man's brains. Just as Paige walks up, she's told her to go back to the car, but she is now, for the first time, seeing how things can go with the job that her parents have done for all these years, how quickly things can escalate, and that you have to take the initiative there and then to stop yourself being uncovered or caught or manipulated or whatever else. And yes, it gets bloody, it gets bloodthirsty, and indeed, I've lost count of how many people they've killed over these 6 seasons, but it's new to her. Let's go find out what the fallout is from that, and what questioning is going to come from this, if any. Right then, episode 3. What a mess. But I think it was right that at some point Paige needs to see this before she gets hardened into it.
You know this group I go to sometimes?
Est?
They talk about letting yourself feel bad or scared, if that's what you're feeling. I saw some bad things too. It's hard to deal with it all. You have to.
How did you...
I don't know.
You become...
I don't know. I had your mom. You do too. You okay?
to a place where it just becomes part and parcel of the job.
What happened, Mom?
What happened? It went tits up.
You left your position and ran straight into the middle of a...
I heard a shot. I didn't know what to do.
You were supposed to do what you were told to do. If anybody else on the team did that, they'd be finished.
I just couldn't...
No, you don't get to talk about what you thought or how you felt or anything else. Not now.
This isn't great.
Down a little bit.
I think there's a lot to talk about here.
Yeah.
There
Not
isn't,
just
Philip.
you being angry.
It's very simple. You stick to the plan.
She's pissed off because it went wrong and Paige saw
We'll talk more later.
She's pretty much seen it all now.
Oh, yeah. But the way you're handling it's not the right thing either. Really going off, Elizabeth.
Paige said it was a military guy.
Renhall.
What do you think I was doing?
What are you doing with him after all this time?
Some kind of radiation sensor.
Had access. He was an idealist. What happened?
Not anymore.
He was gonna kill me.
Paige thinks he killed himself.
He did. There's trouble back home.
She's not focused anymore.
With Gorbachev.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that much about it.
What do they need the sensor for?
To apparently keep the balance.
I can't.
I don't get this. I know he's out now, but it's not like you can't discuss it with him. That, to me, is part and parcel of the problem here now. You told him you didn't think he was up to this anymore and that he needs a break or he needs to retire or whatever, and he's pulled away. He's pulled back from it. He's maintaining the agency instead. But it's not like you're telling a third party here. It's not like you're revealing anything that you shouldn't. I don't care whether the centre says you should or you shouldn't. He's your husband and he's your partner in crime and always has been. You say you should always work better as a team. The team aspect still needs to be in the fact that you can still confide in Philip. If you're just going to cut him off as well and not discuss it with anyone, it's why she's so fucking off her game with everything right now. Shouting at Paige, short-tempered. She's smoking too much. She's not sleeping. She's drinking too much. She is... If the line is right in front of her, she's about to trip over it.
Don't try to change my mind, Stan.
I'm not trying to.
You're a nice guy, but you always get what you want from me and Gennadi.
What?
And my friend Bogdan, he says, I'm too much listening to you.
You talked to Bogdan about me.
I trust him.
That's not good.
If you told him about what you and Gennadi have been doing for us, that would be dangerous.
That's a problem.
For Gennadi.
She seems to have very quickly gone from the shy, unsure, timid woman to being here for a little bit of time now and has become very Americanized all of a sudden and thinking that she is now the power woman and she's in charge and all men are the same. And she's even pulling Stan into that narrow thought path because he's a man, even though the whole situation that you've got going here can get dangerous very quickly. And if you start spouting too much, I don't think she realizes the danger. I just don't.
We're Soviets. We know how to keep secrets.
But it's not down to you to trust him.
I wanted to check in with you about this quarter's billing. We haven't gotten payment yet.
Yeah, well, I'm real glad you did call because I was about to put a check in the mail, but I wanted to talk to you first.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really exciting, but I had to put some real money down to cover the expansion. So what I was wondering, David, is if we could restructure the tuition
Can I
payments
not pay
this
you
year.
for now?
You know, it's just been an odd year. And believe me, the scholarship helps, but it's a stretch.
What exactly did you have in mind?
Just let me get through the holiday season.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
When you meet someone, a source, you're taking a risk. You know that. You can't ever really know what's going on inside someone's head.
He must have been crazy.
I wouldn't say that.
Determined.
He was troubled. He was caught up in something and didn't see a way out.
She's gonna
wasn't
go and
thinking
give her
straight.
outside. This is what you should be doing. You should be talking to her about
Who
it.
was
Cop.
he?
An American general. And I was trying to get him to give me something. That no matter what happens to me, if I'm fighting for something that's that important,
You don't care if you die?
No, she means you don't intervene.
well, of course I do.
So what's gonna happen with, the police and...
Not our concern.
I have all the answers.
I don't even think you cleaned the murder
What I
weapon
do
properly,
know
but
is that you put me, yourself, the whole team at risk.
the one, it's not a criticism so much. It's just the way the show is structured and the way we are focused on all the players and the interaction between our spies here and them. So when something like this happens, and it's happened many times before where they've had to kill someone off the spur just like that, clean up the scene as quickly as possible and get the hell out of Dodge, we never look at it, we never go back to it, we never look at it again. Like he's going to be found dead in a park now with a gunshot wound. Could possibly look like suicide, but I don't think she cleaned the murder weapon sufficiently. We don't know if there was any witnesses in the area. There probably wasn't, but it never comes back on them. There's never, we never see the aftermath of them finding said dead body and them being able to piece together. Of course, today, they'll be caught in 5 minutes because her DNA will be all over him. So I excuse it in this show, like I say, because of the way that it's structured and the fact that they've had to take care of something now, and it will only come up as an issue in the story if it needs to come up as an issue for the storyline. And if it doesn't, we just say goodbye to that person and go, well, they'll just think somebody else did it.
You won't have to be caught in the middle of all this kind of stuff. Your job will be different.
When is Gennadi coming back?
4 days, if he comes back.
This isn't good.
Let's get the CIA to pull him out.
Better to do it here. Look, I'm not happy that he's over there, but waiting it out's our best shot.
I don't know. Have we ever gotten one good thing off that X-ray?
Oh, come on, you're like a goddamn broken record.
That's
Now
what
her
they were
with this
doing.
Bogdan?
Right.
She says to me, we know how to keep secrets. Is she kidding me?
Maybe Bogdan's okay.
Yeah, I don't love a guy who works for TASS.
She works for Taz. She's okay. You hear about the general who committed suicide in the park?
What party?
Not the place I'd do it.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, he shot a guy who accused him of being a Soviet spy. Other guy looked like a complete lunatic.
Seen our friend from out of town yet?
Not yet.
He's out of it now. He quit.
I know.
And your advisement.
He can come one time. Tell him. Tell him that I asked for him.
I say she really cut herself off here. And he got out because he couldn't take it no more. She's approaching that point too. Another thing that points out how 80s this is, apart from the decor and it's just the fact you can just pull up and park anywhere. Signal time.
You guys ready for this?
Yes.
I went to a Russian restaurant last time I was in New York City.
Here in America, but it's not like home.
Because American cows are different.
I love the coordination. You'd have no clue. The average person would have no clue.
Blasphemy.
You don't know anything about baseball?
No,
You're eating pizza with a knife and fork.
Gretzky and Lemieux, which is very good competition.
The Twins are going to the World Series. 2 words, Kirby, Puckett. I bought every baseball card, every poster, every jacket. Watch this team, the Yakult Swallows, play all the time. I mean, we never understood a single word the announcers said, but watching them play was such a joy. She bought me their team jacket.
Dude.
You guys really need to see a game while
Yeah,
you're
you're bringing the
Let's do
conversation
something
down.
for the World Series.
I will come. If I understand baseball, maybe I will understand America better.
I don't know about that, but
No, I don't
it's
either.
good to unwind from this stuff.
You really shouldn't be talking about this shit in a restaurant, really, should you? Especially, can you imagine it today with all the recording devices we have? And inconspicuous. You can record everything they're saying in there just with your phone in your pocket.
Gonna invite me in?
I knew he was gonna show up.
Everything that went down in Moscow. They told me they were gonna do it. I told them you weren't a traitor, and it would get you killed.
He was on your side.
I threatened them.
Yeah, he
I
did.
said I would expose all kinds of things if they went through with it.
He totally went out to bat for you.
But I am sorry it happened in the first place.
That's it.
You kind of owe him for that. He's just letting you know.
I'm not in counterintelligence anymore.
What's that?
Bank robbery, money laundering, drugs. And you? Urban transport planning.
Yeah, what's with that?
Scheduling, microeconomics of basic transportational infrastructure. Train,
Which you
subway.
knew.
Judge Mason's civil engineering department is one of the best.
I saw that your course started 2.5 weeks ago. If it's so important, why didn't you come when it started?
My father asked me to, but I said no. I needed some time away.
Wasn't sure about that.
From my wife. You can understand that, right?
We're still
What are
playing
you
that.
doing here, Oleg?
We're still playing
I
that
told
game
you.
here.
Do you ever think about her at all? Or all that is in the past for you? You know, because I used to think I saw her in the streets, on subway.
She was just gone in an instant.
It was like a shock. They had the tape you made of our conversation, and they said they were gonna use it against me and my family if I didn't cooperate.
I fought them every step of the way.
Bullshit.
No, he tried.
You are here without a diplomatic passport, Oleg.
Hmm?
Whatever you're doing here, don't.
Here's the new target and ID. He's a supervisor at the warehouse where Altheon ships and does quality assurance for the sensors.
So
This
we're
really
down
does smell good.
different path now.
I know that it's not supposed to be in the house, but
It won't be once he eats it.
we made shakuya.
That's disgusting.
That smells great. I just ate a whole order of kung pao chicken and lo mein.
Put in the fridge.
Wait.
Don't you think that's going just a little bit too far? You can't keep a Russian dish that you've made around in case you might be a Russian KGB agent. That just seems a little bit overboard and overkill to me. Who the hell's going to break through the door and going to go, oh, you've been cooking some Russian food, you're a spy? You'd be going home.
I think in a couple of years, we'll have Stan over here for Shakoya.
What are you talking about?
What's that mean?
Things are changing back home, opening up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just politics, it's the young people, it's music, it's different.
What, the Washington Post?
She doesn't like it.
You know, all this talk, perestroika and glasnost, the Americans eat it up. They want us to be just like them. I don't want to be like them.
You haven't talked to anyone back home in over 20 years.
Elizabeth's incessant nature to keep things as traditional as possible and separate her American world and life from what she had back home. She is the old guard, the old school, that's going to have the biggest problem in living in the new world that is born out of the Soviet Union being no more. And it's already heading towards that now. We know it's not that much further down the line when everything starts to change, especially with Gorbachev. And I think for her, it's giving in. And that's what a lot of them back home are scared of with Gorbachev, that you're just going to turn Russia into another Americanized state. That if you take away what we've always known, even though it's brutal and it's harsh and it's cold and it's Soviet Russia, that you're taking away their identity. And I understand her concern, but at the same time, if you can't embrace change, why the fuck are you doing this job? Because that's what this job was supposed to be for. It wasn't meant to be to keep things as the status quo and it always just keep the Cold War running forever. You think you're here to try and prevent a war, but you think by doing that, it's just going to keep your country stuck in its past where it is. And that's the way you want it. That's not very forward thinking, is it?
I wish I cared half as much about my work.
Well, you've been there a long time.
Some people, it's just a job.
I used to like it. I just wish
What?
I could do something that made a difference.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make you feel proud?
No. Sometimes. A lot of the time.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah, of course.
Promise you won't laugh? I think what I'd really like to do is be an FBI agent.
Excuse me?
I think I'd be really good at it, too.
What now?
But you know, the cutoff age for new agents is 37.
Yeah.
Well, they must make exceptions.
No. You can't start at 40. No.
Tracy Huffs.
Evan.
Come on in.
Thanks.
Martha's whole job.
And show you this.
Can I see yours, please?
Sure.
And thank you for coming. Please have a seat. You're here because the Altheon Security and Compliance Department is conducting a security audit. We're here to evaluate and make recommendations, and that's all. If you could just sign an initial here.
Sign this NDA.
And also, many, but not.
And we're really official. They won't be doing it in a hotel room, you moron.
The purpose of our meeting here today is just to identify any lapses that may exist. Please speak freely. No one will be penalized. We're here to identify the problems and then solve them.
She sounds
Let's start with receiving.
perfectly plausible and official here.
Gennadi Bistro? I understand you want political asylum.
We have diplomatic immunity.
I'm not here to arrest you.
Yes. I want asylum.
This way.
Well, you're left holding the bag. Literally.
What is this? What do you want?
Sofia Bystrova, I understand you want political asylum.
Dare you? You have no right to be here. София, не слушай их. Я разберусь. Get out, you. Get out.
Nope.
I'm calling our embassy.
Sofia Bystrova, I understand you want political asylum.
Show the way this works.
Okay, I'm coming.
Не сметь! Сиди на месте! Ну как это можно?
The anger.
I call embassy!
You do that.
Excuse me. Ilya. Oh, come with me, please.
Poor kid won't have a clue what the hell's going on.
What happened? Oh, Gennadi, I'm sorry. Sofia. She told somebody. She says she trusts him, but we couldn't risk something happening to you.
Man, you think she's... I don't know. I need to talk to her.
Well, she doesn't want to talk right now. You'll both stay in different places while we figure out relocation plans.
Oh, what about Ilya? If she divorced me, I can still see him, no?
You'll be in separate locations.
I want, if we go together.
I think that's done.
Tell her I'm alone without them, here. Alone.
But when things move from quality assurance to shipping, you do sometimes get uncleared people having a look right here and here.
This is exactly what we need to hear.
But it's so easy to fix, too.
And I just wanted to remind you not to talk to anyone at work about this. It completely skews our results.
Oh, I get it. I bet my girlfriend already knows about it. She works in security.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Who's your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Teresa.
Okay.
Vasquez.
She'll be next.
Please.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now we're going to pull Teresa in and can't let you leave an informer. Oh, got what I need out of you. You're done. Although, I guess she doesn't need to be taking care of this. Because this is when Elizabeth is on a game, right? That guy bought into all of that, thought it was completely legitimate, but because she made him feel so comfortable and that his cooperation is so well received, it allowed him to drop whatever guards and whatever nerves and whatever walls he was going to put up. To, at the end of the conversation, just throw out that, oh, I bet my girlfriend knows, to reveal private personal information that's actually nothing to do with this, which enable her to be able to be where she is right now. That's part of the manipulation process, is getting them to feel comfortable and not just reveal what you need them to reveal, but to give them something that you weren't aware of there. I'm assuming she had no idea, because she was handed this guy as a mark, that his girlfriend works at the same place, and that was going to be the conversation next, because partners tell each other everything, right? He was comfortable enough to volunteer that. Sorry, dude, it just got you killed. I was a little unsure the first episode of this coming back. It felt a little different. We're back on target now. Damn. Okay, another good episode. It's weird because we started this episode with Elizabeth being really, really strung out and trying to regroup from killing the general and having Paige to deal with and approaching it completely wrong. And Philip literally had to intervene and go, you're not handling it. You're saying you're talking to her, but you're not handling it the right way. This needs to be calm. This needs to be discussed properly. And if I'm not in on it no more, and you are with her, you're the one who needs to talk to her. So she had that conversation with her. How much Paige is willing to accept of this, I don't know. And the fact that she says she's fine, but she's probably not fine. What's interesting in this episode for me was Philip coming out and starting to see things differently, with the Gorbachev era coming into effect. And he was saying, oh, we might even be sharing that meal with Stan a couple of years from now. Because the world's changing, the Soviet Union is changing, and it's not going to be around much longer. I know they don't know that, but he can already see that their country's changing, and Elizabeth doesn't want that. It's not what she's fought for. It's not why she's here. And she said when she leaves the comfort of being with, I can never remember a damn name, her handler and Paige, and I'm all there and cooking and talking Russian, everything. When she walks out of that world and it hits her in the face that she's back in America and she doesn't want her country to become an Americanized, I don't want it to be the same. Her generation of people and people that do this job, the spies, are going to be the ones that have the hardest time living in what the next decade is going to provide. Right. We see Philip's meeting back up with Oleg there, but that's kind of where we left it. So we will leave it there. We'll be back with episode 4 next week. Till then, guys, thanks a lot for watching. By all means, post your comments down below. Please, I know it's late in the day and we're on the last season. Tell people about this show. It's worth a watch. If you are of a certain age group, probably 30 to 35 plus at least, I would think. I don't see people, younger generation, watching this because it's completely alien to them. Please spread the word. Don't forget to hit the subscribe, and if you do want to watch them fully, uncut episodes, you know where to go. Link in the description as always. That will take you to Patreon. You can always just go have a quick look. I will see you for episode 4 next week. Take care.